Hello, custom car enthusiasts, and welcome back to Car Mechanic Simulator 2018. In this episode, we've got another story mission here. We've got a Bolt Atlanta. I just got back from a long trip. There were no issues along the way, but I'd like you to check the overall condition. Thank you. So we had to repair everything to 100%. Alright, sort of interesting. So it said there was no issues. This is a really nice looking car overall. Alright. Let's go ahead. We gotta change the oil. We have a list of parts. Front shock absorber, double wishbone shock absorber. So we're gonna be dealing with some alignment issues. Let's go ahead and move this to the test path. Cannot start the engine, so we're not moving it to the test path. We're gonna go ahead and move it to the ramp, and we're gonna remove this engine. Also don't like how rusty those looked. Oh, we got some serious issues going on here. Alright, now that I'm looking at it, we're gonna have some work. So these brakes need to come off. Wheel hub cap needs to come off. We're gonna disassemble this whole front end, it looks like. Don't know how he didn't have any trouble on his trip, but I'm glad for him they didn't. I mean, when you're on a nice road trip, you want to enjoy it, you don't want to have issues going on. This last year, my wife and I took our honeymoon, and we did a long road trip for it. It was really nice doing it that way. But we took about a month on a road trip, and yeah, definitely would not have wanted major issues with our car along the way. So, maybe that's what this person was doing. They took a long road trip like I did, and now their car is sort of paying for it a little bit. But that's alright. We'll get her back into health for them. I'm seeing enough back here that I'm going to disassemble the back end too. We're just going to redo everything. We've gotten used to doing this kind of work, so... And with the capabilities of the shop, we're able to do it pretty easily. And again, I think it's better to take it out, fix it, than it is to leave it. Especially when the outside of the car looks so nice in this case. This is a decent vehicle. We want to make sure that it's running as well as it looks. So I think we're going to do this one up to 100% all over pretty much. Might make it into a two-parter here. We'll see how that goes. Definitely get all the disassembly done in this episode, and probably at least start on the rebuild in this episode. But we are going to have a lot of parts probably to buy as well, so we'll see how that all works out. That was not what I wanted. Just wanted to be able to get this rubber bushing out. There we go. Alright. Let's get the U-bolts off here. There we go with that. Drive shaft's coming off. Now, like I said, I mean, the drive shaft and the gearbox on the back and stuff looks fine. Gearbox on the front was going to need to be taken off anyways, so we might as well take this off. We can fix it up some. As I said, I want to go a little bit over the top on this one. And this way we make sure we've got everything taken care of. No need to test it because we're pulling it all apart. Alright, I'm going to have to walk up front here, it looks like. There we go. So the entire back end of the car is gone. Now for the front end. Everything's coming out. Everything that can be will be repaired. That can't be repaired will be removed and replaced. Really, the whole disassembly here not taking that long at all, so that's a good thing. Get that steering rack out of there. Oh, we gotta get these pieces off. Alright. We're pretty good there. Let's take this over. Use it. Drain the oil out of this engine. Probably should have done that before removing the oil filter, but, you know, it didn't penalize me for that, so... I mean, just not my favorite color of car here by any means, but you know what? It is a nice car overall. So we just want to take everything out here and make sure that what we're putting back is going to be quality. See if I can just pull this engine out now. This should also help on my XP, which will be a good thing. There we go. And now we just have a shell of a car. Perfect. Sure, I like the look of that. Just a big empty shell. Perfect. Alright, now let's use this. Let's go ahead and add this engine onto here. And let's start getting to work on it. Guy's gonna come back in and say, I just wanted you to look over the car. I didn't want you to take it apart. But you know what? He'll be happy in the long run because we're keeping his classic car looking nice for years to come. Sometimes it takes the game a moment longer to register things than it does for me to do the thing. That's alright. Then let's start at the top here. Start working our way down. Alright, for one, let's get the spark plugs out on this side. And let's start getting these rocker arms off. There we go. Especially with these car videos, I do try to keep them at roughly any more 30 minutes or so. Sometimes I know they get a little bit bigger and go to 45 minutes and whatnot. So, sort of keeping an eye on how long this disassembly takes me, and thus what I'll have sort of time for to still do as far as the rebuilding process. So we'll see. Right now we're only at about 12 minutes in, and we've pretty much got everything disassembled here, so then we've just got to go purchase the stuff that we need, which is going to be a long list probably after the repairs, but we'll see. And then we'll go from there. We also still do have to disassemble the tires from the rims and the shocks. So a few more steps still before we get to the actual repairing. Alright, let's go ahead and get the stand here and rotate the engine. There we go. We'll get all these connectors off. Yeah, really was the best idea to pull the engine. We can see quite a bit of wear inside here, so best to get all this out. Either get it cleaned up or replaced, depending how it is. But yeah, be better for the car overall. As I said, the experience-wise, it should be getting me closer to what I need for the getting my paint booth, which is one of the things that I'm caring about. Alright, that comes off, now that can, and that, and finally that piece. Alright, everything's off there. Let's go ahead over here and separate these parts. They're probably all going to go in the garbage, but we'll try anyways. Alright, so it's just the other two tires that we have to do. Definitely the trip has worn out his tires some, so it was a good thing to pull those off and replace them. I do wish I could do this little bit of touch up on the rust here at the bottom corner, but I can't. So we'll just have to leave that as is. As I can't wait to get... Do I not have any more tires? Thought I still had one more. I lost count. That's alright. But I can't wait till I get to the point where I can actually do body work and everything. Saving a lot of money by repairing a decent amount of this, I'd say. Now, just all this work on the parts would have taken days to do. But again, not having to pay for, say, new rims definitely would be worth it. So let's go by condition here real fast. So we need new tire, some leaf springs, definitely rubber bushings. There are definitely things we're going to need, without question. But we also were able to repair quite a bit here, including things like the engine head and the engine block and all 4 rims. So that's going to save us some money in the long run. So that's going to be a good thing for the customer. So first things first, I'm going to step away and go ahead and order the different things that we need. And then when I come back, we'll go ahead and start with the reassembly. Alright, we've got everything purchased. That took a decent amount of time, but I'm starting to think I may just try to reassemble everything here, and let's see how that goes. So, we've got the camshaft in and the crankshaft. Get the pistons with the conrods in. As I had said before, pretty much everything on this car, as far as the chassis and the engine, are either completely refurbished or replaced. So this car is going to be top quality underneath, and it looks top quality on the top, other than the little rust spot that I really can't do anything about, and I'd rather leave that little spot versus changing it out with a new panel that's not going to be the right color. If I could paint a car, then, you know, that would be a different story. But as it stands, we'll leave that panel. I'm very much excited to get to the point where I can start painting cars, because then I'm going to work a lot more on cars that I purchase at auctions or in barn finds and see how those cars work out. Because I think they're going to be a lot of fun that way. That way I can do full rebuilds on every vehicle I'm working on and really just enjoy the work overall. Alright, get the oil filter on. Get the oil pan on. Alright, flywheel, clutch plate, clutch pressure plate, that release bearing on. Now we can rotate this to the right, get it right side up there, and keep on adding. Get that distributor in place. Power steering pump, there we go. The alternator, sort of balance out the engine. Alright, ignition coil, fuel filter. Now let's start getting the heads on. Get all these push rods in. Always one of the more time-consuming parts. We got the push rods, and we're going to have the rocker arms. So it's my day off today when I'm recording this, and my hope is after I get done with this recording, I'm on the last mission, I believe, for Crime Scene Cleaner. Gonna try to get that finished up tonight as well. Basically, at this point, since I work overnights normally, I'm staying up overnights on my days off as well, which allows me to get more recording and stuff done these early hours of the day. But yeah, hoping to get the Crime Scene Cleaner game finished up at least for this initial launch of the game. I do know that updates are coming, and I will cover those when they get out. But I also do know that from what I've heard, the last level of that game is pretty significant. So, hoping I get it done tonight. I guess we will find out after I get this video finished. But I really can't complain on any of the fronts because I am enjoying all the games I'm playing right now. They're really good games, they're really entertaining and engaging for me. And there are a few new ones I've also got on my radar in the coming months that also look really exciting. There's a DLC for a game that actually isn't out on my channel yet, oddly enough. But the DLC I will put out as soon as it comes out, so that way everybody can see and enjoy it when it's fresh. And then you'll get the other videos covering the game up until that point a bit later in the year. I know that's a bit awkward in the timing on it, but it's just the way it's going to work out on that. But that DLC should be coming out, I believe, next week or the week after. And then there's a new video game that I'm really excited about. It's, as far as I'm concerned, looks like it's a remake of a game I played back in the day. And I loved it back in the day. It's somewhat sports related, but somewhat not. So, can't wait to show that one off to you guys. Hopefully it'll be enjoyable for you as well. And we're just going to keep plugging along with the games on the channel. Hopefully you find things all the time that are interesting to you. I know not every game is going to be everyone's interest. Judge Sim was a really popular one that we just had on the channel that's pretty much wrapped up now. I enjoyed it quite a bit, and to me that's the whole thing. I will always put games on the channel that I think I'm going to enjoy. Can't be sure, once in a while I might buy a game that it turns out I don't like in the end. But I am going to try to buy ones that I believe I'll enjoy playing, because I feel like that gives you guys the best product in watching it. If I'm not having fun, then I can't really see how you can have as much fun. So, as I said, hopefully, if you're here because of Judge Sim, you find other things on the channel you like right now, and hopefully some of the ones that I've got planned for the next couple of months and such will also engage you. Alright, let's get to the front of the engine here. Get this timing chain put on. Got to get these water pump put in place, then the pulley, and then we can run our belts. There we go. There we have it. Fully rebuilt engine. So let's go ahead and take it off the engine stand. Let's get it put back into the car, and then we can start rebuilding the car from there. As I said, sort of made up my mind. I'm going to try to do everything all in this one video, because it doesn't seem like it's going to take that long, especially, really the part that took the longest is getting all the parts purchased and such. Now that they've been purchased, that was not what I wanted to do. Install the engine. There we go. You go away then. I need you to start joining up that for me. I need you to start putting the new tires on the refurbished wheels. I'm going to come over here, add on the things that go under the hood here. Very few actually. Alright, so we're good on everything there. So the only thing I need now is to put in the oil for the car. So let's get that topped off. There we go. So that's all taken care of. We can shut the hood. Have that raise up. Take this, put it over here. Get it balanced. Get the next one put on here. Get the other one of these put together. Take that one, put that one there. Get that going. Alright, so we'll go ahead and install the pipes here. Get the fuel tank put in place along with the fuel pump. There we go. Take that one off. Didn't grab the other one yet, so. Let's go ahead and put that in. Then we can come up here, put the gearbox in. Starter put back in. There we go. Grab that one. Grab that. Not separate. No more to install. There we are. So we've got the connection between the front end and the back end now. Perfect. Let's get this last tire, and we should have everything we need to reassemble the rest of the vehicle here. Get the leaf spring in place. Get the rubber bushings put into it. Leaf spring plate. Yeah, there are actually quite a few games coming out in the next few months and into next year that I'm really looking forward to. A lot of simulation games. I've really gotten onto doing the simulation games, and it just is something I'm enjoying more than sort of the, for the most part, story-driven first-person shooters or survival horror. Now, that is not to say there won't be some of that still on the channel, because there definitely is going to be. It's just, it's not as big of an emphasis for me right now. I do, though, on my wish list, already have a couple horror games. One's a very unique one. It's going to be sort of a cute horror game from what I see, and I think it's going to draw in some very unique fans that might not be normal to horror, but are going to be enjoying what this game is sort of about. I'm a little bit iffy on how I'm going to like it, but we will see. It could be very interesting. Then I have another one. I think it's called Massacre at the Mirage that I have planned that I want to put on the channel. It's going to be a first-person horror game dealing with a movie theater, which I find very exciting. It's going to be sort of a simulator at the same time because you do have to work at the movie theater. So I'm going to have to be balancing surviving the horror and the guy that's trying to kill me, along with serving the customers and everything. So it's going to be a unique blend. I'm looking forward to that. Then as far as simulators go, it is so open-ended. there are so many simulators coming out, I'm sort of having to be picky as to the ones that I actually want to get and want to put on the channel, because otherwise I could just sort of, I feel, get overwhelmed with them and overwhelm you guys with them, and I don't want to do that. So I'm trying to get sort of one in each sort of style. Now you might see several different shopping simulators on it, but one may be about supermarkets, one may be about clothes like we have right now on the channel. So we have both factory outlet and the supermarket sim. But then at the same time, you might have another one that's like this about being a car mechanic, or one about, say, running a hotel in the future. Something of that nature. And I'm just going to try to, as I said, have different types of simulator games so that way the content is diverse and you can find the things that interest you to watch. And same time for me, I don't want it to get stale, so I want it to be very different. Now there is another store related one that is without a question on my radar, and I'm looking forward to getting to play that hopefully at the end of next month. You may have seen prologues for it or demos for it already on other people's channels. As soon as I saw the game, I knew I was going to want to play the game. So if that's the case, usually I don't go ahead and play the prologue in those cases. Perfect example is like the Saloon Simulator. I wasn't sure about that one. I really wasn't sure if that was the kind of game I would enjoy. But having played the demo, I actually really did. That was a lot of fun. So I do plan on getting it the full game when it comes out. But there are other ones like this one that will be coming out toward the end of September that I already know. I'm positive I want to play it. I've seen it myself, so I know what I'm getting into, and I'm looking forward to getting into it. I'm going to leave you guys hanging on it. You can probably guess somewhat, because I've given you enough hints here. As I said, it is somewhat of a store, but it's a very different type of store than a supermarket or such. And I love how it reminds me of something that I was very interested in when I was a kid. And definitely when we're playing that game, I will talk some about my own interest and such. And hopefully you guys will share some of your interest in that particular genre, I might call it, when we're playing that game. But hopefully it'll be something that you guys enjoy. It is one that I know I am going to enjoy. And as I said, with my channel, yes, I love getting every one of you guys subscribed that have. I'm honored that you spend your time on my channel and that you enjoy the content that I make. But the reality also for me, when I started the channel, and something my wife has made me stick to and keep my promise to myself about, is that first and foremost, this channel is about me enjoying playing video games. If I'm not enjoying them, then it's not worth it. I have to enjoy what I'm doing, so I am going to pick games that I enjoy. And if that means sometimes you guys don't enjoy them as much, whoop, I didn't put the brake shoes on somehow. That's a mistake. Did I not put brake shoes on the back here? Could have sworn that I did. Yeah, there are brake shoes on it. Huh. Well, that's odd. Did I purchase 2 extras? Might have. But, yeah, it's one of those, as I was saying, I'm going to get games that I definitely enjoy playing, and hopefully you will enjoy watching. I do get a lot of, as you've seen on the channel, more unique games. I don't play sort of the most run-of-the-mill ones that a lot of people do. I did that in the past, but I want to play things that are a bit different, a bit exciting in that way. Alright, so the only thing I have is those extra brake shoes. We're good on everything there. Perfect. Good there. So he's good to go. Alright, then I'm going to sell those brake shoes real fast because I have no idea why I have them. A little bit of a loss of money for me, but that's not a huge deal. And we still have a ways to go, I think, till we hit the next level. Yeah, we don't have any available points. We're going to need to do several cars in order to get to that next level. See if there's anything that grabs my attention real fast here. Nah, I mean, the Willys Jeep, sort of a cool thing here. I might pick that one up, actually, because it's a military vehicle. Yeah, that's the only one I'm going to pick up. It is in rough shape, but I do like the Willys Jeep. So let's go ahead and move it over to our lifter so we don't lose it at a point. And we'll work on this one in the next episode. For now, though, if you enjoyed this episode, please go ahead and click that like button. If you've not already, please subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon, so that you're aware when I produce new videos in the future. Thank you, and I hope to see you all back for more Car Mechanic Simulator 2018.